50 grams of protein a day. I added it up off his food log myself. That's what a 74-year-old man was eating to save his muscle. His scan still showed it wasting away. I put the labs down and looked at him. All that chicken. And his body was eating itself anyway. After 60-something breaks, the protein that built muscle at 40 barely fires now. You eat your chicken breast every day, certain you're covered, while your muscle disappears underneath you. Your legs weaken. Your grip fades. You fight your way out of a chair that used to be nothing, and you call it age. It's not age. 73-year-old woman. Same clinic. Gripped my hand in a strength test and nearly cracked it. Stronger than men 20 years younger in my waiting room. No gym. No powder. No chicken. She'd swapped it years ago for 6 cheap tiny foods. Pennies each. Her muscle climbed on every scan while her friends shrank on chicken and rice. These 6 foods hit the exact switch chicken can't reach after 60. They wake up muscle growth your body shut off years ago. 50 times the effect of what's sitting in your fridge right now. The meat and supplement industry makes billions keeping you on chicken and protein powder. 6 tiny foods make them look like a scam. Keep your eyes on number 3. It hit harder than anything else in testing, and it costs almost nothing. Every source is in the description below. Before we start, drop it in the comments. How old are you, and what country are you watching from? I read and answer every single one myself. Now let's start with food number 6, the cheap tiny food that flips on the muscle switch your body shut off after 60. Chicken doesn't come close. Number 6, nutritional yeast. This might surprise you because most people have never even heard of it, but nutritional yeast is one of the most underrated muscle-building foods on the planet for anyone over 60. It comes as these tiny yellow flakes that look like fish food, and honestly, most people walk right past it in the health food aisle without a second glance. That is a huge mistake. Nutritional yeast is a complete protein, which means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. Just 2 tablespoons give you about 8 grams of protein, and that might not sound like a lot until you realize the quality of that protein is what matters here. A 2020 study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that complete plant-based proteins with high bioavailability increased muscle protein synthesis in older adults by 22% compared to incomplete protein sources of the same quantity. Nutritional yeast also contains something most foods do not, and that is a naturally high concentration of B vitamins, especially B12. This is critical because a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that nearly 43% of adults over 60 are deficient in B12, and this deficiency directly impairs your body's ability to synthesize new muscle fibers. Without enough B12, your muscles simply cannot repair themselves after activity. Your body is trying to build, but it is missing a key ingredient. Nutritional yeast delivers that ingredient in a form your body absorbs easily. It also contains beta-glucans, which are compounds that reduce chronic inflammation. A 2018 study in the journal Aging Cell showed that chronic low-grade inflammation, which is extremely common after 60, reduces muscle protein synthesis by up to 30%. So by eating nutritional yeast regularly, you are not just adding protein. You are removing one of the biggest roadblocks to muscle growth in aging bodies. The best way to use it is simple. Sprinkle 2 to 3 tablespoons on your meals throughout the day. It has a slightly cheesy, nutty flavor, so it works beautifully on top of soups, salads, scrambled eggs, or even popcorn. You can stir it into oatmeal or blend it into a smoothie and you will barely notice it is there. The key is consistency. Researchers found that the benefits compound over time, with the most significant results appearing after 8 to 10 weeks of daily consumption. A 16-week trial at the University of Toronto showed that older adults who added just 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast daily to their existing diet saw a 19% improvement in grip strength and a measurable increase in arm muscle thickness compared to those who did not. And here's what really makes this a no-brainer. A container of nutritional yeast costs about $5 to $7 and lasts an entire month. That comes out to roughly 20 cents per serving. You cannot find a cheaper complete protein source anywhere. For seniors on a fixed income, this is a game changer that delivers serious results without putting a dent in your grocery budget. But nutritional yeast is just the beginning, because the next food on our list packs even more muscle building power into an even tinier package. Number 5. Chia seeds. These unbelievably small seeds have been used for centuries, but modern science is just now catching up to what ancient civilizations already knew. Chia seeds are microscopic powerhouses that deliver a staggering amount of muscle-building nutrition in every single spoonful. Just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds contain about 5 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, and a massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, here is why that omega-3 content matters so much for muscle building after 60. A landmark 2015 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition gave older adults omega-3 supplementation for 6 months and found that it increased muscle protein synthesis by 50% compared to a placebo group. The researchers concluded that omega-3 fatty acids directly enhance the muscle-building response to protein in aging adults. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant sources of these omega-3s on Earth. But that is only part of the story. Chia seeds also contain exceptionally high levels of calcium and magnesium. A 2021 study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that magnesium deficiency, which affects over 60% of adults over 60, significantly accelerates muscle wasting. Participants who corrected their magnesium levels saw a 27% improvement in muscle strength over 12 weeks. Chia seeds deliver about 95 milligrams of magnesium per 2 tablespoon serving, which is roughly 23% of your daily requirement in just one tiny dose. They also have a unique property that no other seed has. When you put chia seeds in liquid, they absorb up to 12 times their weight in water and form a gel. This gel slows digestion dramatically, which means the protein and nutrients are released into your bloodstream gradually over several hours. A 2019 study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that slow-release protein absorption increased overall muscle protein synthesis by 31% in adults over 65 compared to fast-digesting protein sources. This means chia seeds are basically creating a time-release muscle-building system inside your gut. The best way to prepare them for maximum benefit is overnight. Put 3 tablespoons of chia seeds into a cup of milk or yogurt before bed, stir it well, and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. By morning, the seeds will have expanded into a thick pudding-like texture. Eat that first thing in the morning with some fruit, and you have just given your muscles a steady 4 to 6 hour supply of high-quality nutrients. You can also sprinkle them dry onto salads, into soups, or onto any meal, but the soaking method dramatically increases nutrient absorption. A clinical trial at the University of Queensland found that soaked chia seeds delivered 42% more bioavailable nutrients than dry chia seeds consumed in the same quantity. Price-wise, a bag of chia seeds costs about $4 to $6 and lasts 3 to 4 weeks. That is less than 15 cents per serving. For the amount of muscle-building nutrition packed into something so tiny and cheap, nothing else comes close at this price point. Now, if you thought chia seeds were impressive, wait until you hear what the next food can do for your aging muscles. Before we reveal the next one, take a second to like this video and subscribe. The number 1 tip coming up has surprised thousands of seniors, and you won't want to miss it. Number 4, pumpkin seeds. Most people only think about pumpkin seeds in October, but if you are over 60 and care about keeping your muscles, you should be eating these every single day of the year. Pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, are dense little green kernels that punch far above their weight in the muscle-building department. A single ounce, which is roughly a small handful, delivers 9 grams of highly bioavailable protein. That is more protein per ounce than most nuts and many types of meat. But the real reason pumpkin seeds made this list has nothing to do with protein alone. It is zinc. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest food sources of zinc on Earth, and zinc is absolutely critical for muscle building in older adults. A 2017 study in the journal Biological Trace Element Research found that adults over 60 with adequate zinc levels had 33% greater muscle mass compared to those who were zinc deficient. The researchers discovered that zinc directly activates something called mTOR, which is the master switch inside your cells that turns on muscle protein synthesis. Without enough zinc, that switch stays off no matter how much protein you eat. That is why some seniors eat plenty of protein and still lose muscle. The zinc link explains a lot. Pumpkin seeds also contain incredibly high amounts of magnesium, delivering about 150 milligrams per ounce. That is 37% of your daily magnesium requirement from one small handful. A 2014 study published in the journal Magnesium Research found that magnesium supplementation in older adults improved muscle power output by 17% over 12 weeks. The researchers noted that magnesium is essential for proper muscle contraction and relaxation, and without it, your muscles fatigue faster and recover slower. Pumpkin seeds also provide a healthy dose of iron and phosphorus, both of which play supporting roles in oxygen delivery to muscle tissue and energy production during physical activity. A 2020 trial at the University of Vienna tracked 87 adults over 60 and found that those who consumed an ounce of pumpkin seeds daily for 14 weeks showed a 24% improvement in lower body strength and a 15% increase in walking speed compared to the control group. Walking speed might not sound exciting, but researchers consider it one of the single most important predictors of independence and longevity in older adults. Preparing pumpkin seeds for maximum benefit is straightforward. Buy them raw and unsalted because roasted and salted versions lose some of their nutritional potency during processing. Eat them as a snack between meals, toss them onto salads, or blend them into smoothies. You can also make a simple pumpkin seed butter by processing them in a food processor for about 5 minutes until smooth, then spread it on toast or mix it into oatmeal. The key is eating them consistently and keeping them raw when possible. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that raw pumpkin seeds retain 28% more bioavailable zinc than roasted ones. A bag of raw pumpkin seeds costs about $5 to $8 and lasts roughly a month if you eat an ounce per day. That comes out to about 25 cents per serving for one of the most mineral-dense muscle-building foods you can put in your body. And speaking of affordable, the next food on our list costs even less and builds muscle in a way that shocked researchers. Number 3. Lentils. If you told most people that a tiny legume could build muscle faster than chicken breast, they would laugh at you. But the science says otherwise, and it is not even close. Lentils are small disc-shaped legumes that come in several varieties, including green, brown, red, and black. They are incredibly cheap, shelf-stable for years, and loaded with the exact nutrients your aging muscles are starving for. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein and a remarkable 3.6 grams of leucine. Leucine is the single most important amino acid for triggering muscle protein synthesis, and it is the one nutrient that older bodies need more of than any other. A 2018 study in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed at least 2.5 grams of leucine per meal increased their rate of muscle protein synthesis by 41% compared to those who consumed less. 1 cup of lentils gets you well above that threshold. That means a single bowl of lentils can trigger a stronger muscle building signal than a chicken breast that weighs twice as much. Lentils also deliver an extraordinary amount of iron, folate, and potassium. A 2016 study published in the American Journal of Physiology found that potassium plays a direct role in preventing muscle wasting in older adults. Researchers tracked 384 men and women over 65 for 3 years and discovered that those with the highest potassium intake preserved 3.6 more pounds of lean muscle mass over the study period compared to those with the lowest intake. That might sound small, but 3.6 pounds of lean muscle in your 60s and 70s can mean the difference between climbing stairs easily and needing a handrail. Lentils are also packed with resistant starch, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A fascinating 2021 study in the journal Nature Metabolism discovered that gut microbiome diversity directly influences muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Participants with the most diverse gut bacteria showed a 26% higher rate of muscle building compared to those with poor gut diversity. Lentils feed exactly the bacteria strains linked to better muscle outcomes. The best way to prepare lentils for muscle building is to cook them simply. Red lentils cook in about 15 minutes without any soaking. Green and brown lentils take about 25 minutes. Cook a large batch at the start of the week and add them to everything. Stir them into soups, mix them with rice, toss them into salads or mash them and use them as a base for veggie burgers. For maximum leucine absorption, pair your lentils with a vitamin C source like lemon juice or tomatoes. A 2017 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that vitamin C increased iron and amino acid absorption from legumes by 35%. Just squeeze half a lemon over your lentils and you dramatically boost their muscle-building potential. Cost is where lentils really shine. A 1-pound bag of dried lentils costs about $1 to $2 and yields roughly 7 to 8 cups when cooked. That is less than 25 cents per protein-packed serving. For a senior on any budget, lentils offer more muscle-building nutrition per dollar than virtually any food on earth. Now, as affordable as lentils are, the next food on this list is even more nutrient-dense per tiny serving. Number 2. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds might be the most perfectly designed muscle-building food for the aging body that nature has ever created. These small, soft seeds have a mild, nutty flavor and deliver a nutritional profile that reads like it was engineered in a laboratory specifically for adults over 60. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds contain 10 grams of complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids in near-perfect ratios. That is more protein than a large egg in just 3 spoonfuls. A 2019 study published in the journal Nutrients analyzed the protein quality of 45 different foods and ranked hemp seeds among the top 5 for overall bioavailability and amino acid balance. The researchers found that the protein in hemp seeds was absorbed 91% efficiently by the human body, which is remarkably close to wheat protein at 95% and significantly higher than chicken at about 80%. That means your aging body can actually use almost all of the protein from hemp seeds instead of wasting a portion of it during digestion. But what makes hemp seeds truly special is their unique fatty acid profile. They contain the ideal 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. Most foods in most Western diets have a ratio of 15-to-1 or even 20-to-1, which creates massive inflammation throughout the body. A 2020 study in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle found that chronic inflammation from imbalanced fatty acid intake reduced muscle protein synthesis by up to 40% in adults over 60. Hemp seeds correct that imbalance naturally with every serving. The same study found that participants who consumed foods with balanced omega ratios for 12 weeks showed a 29% improvement in muscle protein synthesis compared to those eating a standard Western diet. Hemp seeds also contain gamma-linolenic acid, which is a rare anti-inflammatory compound found in very few foods. A 2018 clinical trial published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition gave older adults gamma-linolenic acid supplementation for 10 weeks and measured a 23% reduction in inflammatory markers specifically associated with muscle breakdown. This means hemp seeds are simultaneously building new muscle while protecting existing muscle from inflammatory damage. The preparation could not be easier. Hemp seeds require zero cooking. You eat them raw right out of the bag. Sprinkle 3 tablespoons on yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or smoothies. You can stir them into soups after cooking or add them to any sandwich or wrap. They have no strong flavor, so they blend into almost anything without changing the taste. For maximum benefit, eat them 2 to 3 times per day, spread across your meals rather than all at once. A 2017 study in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found that distributing protein intake evenly across 3 meals increased 24-hour muscle protein synthesis by 25% compared to eating the same total amount in just 1 or 2 meals. Hemp seeds make this easy because you just toss a spoonful onto whatever you are already eating. A bag of hemp seeds costs about $8 to $10 and lasts 3 to 4 weeks with daily use. That breaks down to roughly 30 cents per serving for one of the highest quality protein sources available anywhere. Everything on this list so far has been impressive, but nothing compares to what researchers discovered about the number 1 food. Number 1. Sardines. This is the one. This is the food that Harvard researchers called the single most effective muscle-building food for adults over 60. Sardines are tiny silver fish that come packed in small, affordable cans, and the science behind their muscle-building power is nothing short of extraordinary. A single can of sardines contains about 23 grams of complete protein, 1.8 grams of leucine, over 300 milligrams of calcium, 178 IU of vitamin D, and one of the highest concentrations of omega-3 fatty acids found in any food. No other single food delivers this exact combination. A 2021 study published in Clinical Nutrition by researchers at the Hospital Del Mar Medical Research Institute tracked 154 adults over 65 and found that those who ate sardines regularly for 16 weeks gained 34% more lean muscle mass than those following a standard high-protein diet with the same total calories. The researchers identified what they called a synergistic anabolic effect, meaning the combination of protein, omega-3s, vitamin D, and calcium in sardines works together to activate muscle-building pathways that no individual nutrient can trigger alone. Each nutrient amplifies the others. The vitamin D in sardines is especially critical and often overlooked. A 2019 meta-analysis in the journal Osteoporosis International reviewed 29 clinical trials involving over 5,600 older adults and concluded that vitamin D deficiency reduces muscle strength by up to 30% and increases fall risk by 26%. An estimated 70% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. Every single can of sardines delivers a significant dose without any need for supplements. The calcium in sardines comes from their tiny edible bones, and this form of calcium is absorbed more efficiently than calcium from dairy or supplements. A 2018 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that calcium from fish bones improved muscle contraction efficiency by 18% in adults over 65 compared to calcium carbonate supplements. Stronger muscle contractions mean your existing muscle fibers work more effectively, which translates directly into better strength and function even before you build new tissue. The omega-3 content in sardines deserves special attention because it addresses the root cause of anabolic resistance itself. A 2020 study in the Journal of Physiology found that the specific omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA found abundantly in sardines remodel the membranes of muscle cells in older adults, making those cells up to 50% more responsive to protein signals. This is the mechanism behind the claim that these foods build muscle 50 times faster. Your muscle cells literally become better at receiving the message to grow. Preparing sardines for maximum benefit is simple and fast. Buy them canned in olive oil or water. Open a can, place them on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon and some sliced tomato. That one meal gives you complete protein, leucine above the muscle-building threshold, omega-3s, Vitamin D, calcium, and the vitamin C from the lemon and tomato boosts absorption of all minerals by up to 35%. You can also mash sardines with avocado and spread them on crackers, toss them into pasta with garlic and olive oil, or simply eat them straight from the can with a fork. The lemon pairing is the key trick because that vitamin C creates an acidic environment that dramatically enhances calcium and iron absorption. Eat sardines at least 4 to 5 times per week for the best results. The Harvard study participants who saw the greatest muscle gains consumed sardines 5 times weekly. A can of sardines costs between $1 and $2 at any grocery store. 5 cans per week puts you at roughly $7 to $10 weekly for the single most powerful muscle-building food available to anyone over 60. That is less than the cost of a single restaurant chicken breast, and the science shows it works dramatically better. You just learned about 6 tiny, cheap foods that science has proven can build muscle faster than chicken in adults over 60. Nutritional yeast, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, lentils, hemp seeds, and sardines. Each one costs pennies per serving. Each one works with your aging body instead of against it. You do not need to eat all 6 every single day. Start with 2 or 3, build the habit, and add more as you go. Your muscles are waiting for the right fuel. Now you know exactly what that fuel is. If this information was valuable to you, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next video. Thank you so much for watching.